You're watching an action guide summary from an episode of ecommercescale.com. At ecommercescale.com, we help you take your 6 or 7-figure e-commerce store to the next level. For more information about this episode and other resources you can use, visit ecommercescale.com.
All right, so say I have a question. Now, what does it look like then on the back end? If say I have a question, like what does the workflow look like to get me the answer that I need?
So we've built a good amount of tools to be able to do that well. I think it's unique for us because, do you want me to explain it from our perspective running chat for a ton of sites, or from like an e-commerce store's e-commerce
from
store
an
owner's
e-commerce store perspective? I guess what are the most common questions usually that you get in live chat then? I guess.
Yeah, so basically somebody's going to click the chat box, or if you invite people to chat on your site, they're going to reply to that. But basically they're going to ask you a question that's going to pop up a screen on your window in the chat interface. A lot of these tools, at least the most popular ones, they work pretty similarly. The chat's going to pop up. You're going to see the question. You're always really going to see what page they're on, previous pages that they looked at. A lot of tools will show you if they're a returning visitor or not. We take a bunch of other stuff and pump it into the system also, such as like the most common questions for this particular customer and all that. But you're going to basically see some background information about that particular visitor. And then from there, you want to hit that first response time very quickly. You can do that with canned responses and chat templates if you word them carefully. So that way you can respond quickly, but not have to physically type an entire phrase out within 4 to 6 seconds. And then from there, it really depends on what the question is, how you're going to answer it. We see a ton of questions like free shipping policy, shipping time, shipping costs, is this in stock? What's my order status if they've already ordered? Kind of the questions you would expect for an e-commerce store. That's a lot of the questions that come through on our customer sites. And so, building or being able to answer those questions, especially if it's your store, is not really the hardest part.
Yeah. Would you agree that because when I see the same questions pop up, do you have free shipping? I feel like it's a bad UI UX thing on your site that you didn't communicate this clearly. That's why they're asking you in chat. So would it make sense that actually if you see 5 of the same questions in a month, you should go back and fix that so they stop asking you that?
I thought the same thing when we first got into the business. And what I noticed is a lot of our customers have really well designed sites. They've got a gigantic free shipping banner, and it says the information is very clear on the page, and you still get those questions. And so what I've noticed is make sure your site is well designed, has the right stuff in place, isn't just confusing the heck out of people. But other than that, you're always going to get the questions, especially if the chat box is there. So it's not really a red flag if they're asking those questions, even though you feel like it's clear on the site. Some people just opt to ask. You're watching an action guide summary from an episode of ecommercescale.com. At ecommercescale.com, we help you take your 6 or 7-figure e-commerce store to the next level. For more information about this episode and other resources you can use, visit ecommercescale.com.